Hello everyone, welcome back to EduMoon tutorials. My name is Srinitya and I'm going to be teaching engineering drawing. In the previous video, we have discussed how to construct an involute, and in the videos before that, we discussed how to construct an ellipse, parabola, and the introduction to this chapter. So if you've missed that, make sure to check those videos. In today's video, we'll discuss how to construct a cycloid. So let's directly go into solving the question, and while solving the question, I'll explain the steps of construction. The question for cycloid is construct a cycloid where the circle diameter is equal to 30 mm. As I discussed in the introduction video for cycloid, it's basically consider a wheel, consider this circle to be a wheel, and so now I've taken a circle of diameter 30 as given in the question, and I've divided it into 12 parts. You can also divide it into 8 parts. So you have to consider one point. So I'm going to consider this point which is already touching the ground. So imagine the wheel starts rotating. So next what happens is maybe this point is going to come into contact to the ground. Then after some time this point will come in contact to the ground. And finally it will complete one rotation, and this point is basically going to complete one rotation. So cycloid is basically we're going to track the path of this point. So this is the first step. Next we need to mark these points and extend these lines. Like how we extended this line. So next this. So I have reduced the number of divisions just to make it more clear, and I've extended the lines. Now we have to mark the circumference of the circle on the bottom line. That is circumference is. So I calculated the circumference, that is pi r square. Or pi d. So sorry about the previous calculation, I by mistakenly calculated the area. Circumference pi d, so that is 3.14 into 30 and 94.2 mm. So that I'm going to mark here. So I marked 94.1. So now we have to divide this line into, since I've divided this into 8 parts, so I'll divide this line also into 8 parts. If you divide the circle into 12 parts, line also has to be divided into 12 parts. So I divided this line into 8 equal parts. I named them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from each point I drew perpendiculars till the center line. So these perpendiculars where they meet the center line, they will represent the new center. So after the circle has rotated this much, this point will come into contact to 1 and the new center will become C1. Similarly C2, C3, C4 till the circle reaches this point. So the radius of the circle is 15 mm. So I'm going to take 15 mm as the radius. Yeah. So when C1 is the center, this is the circle. So when C0 is the center, this is the circle. Now 15 mm as the radius and the new center C1. I am going to cut an arc on the line passing through point 1. That is this line. C1 as center. Like that. Next, same radius. C2 as center. I'm going to cut a line passing through cut an arc passing through the line, passing through the point 2. So C2. So this is the line passing through point 2. So C2 as center. Okay, same radius, C3 as center. I'm going to cut an arc through the line passing through point 3, that is this line. So similarly for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I cut all the arcs. So for 5 and 3 it's the same line, so that's why you have 2 arcs. 2 and 6 it's the same line, so again there are 2 arcs. So now we just have to join these arcs, the points of intersection of the arcs and the lines, and that will be your cycloid. So this is what a cycloid is going to look like. Finally you can dimension it. So the construction lines, that is the circle, all these lines, the division lines, these lines have to be a little lighter than the cycloid itself, but for video purposes I just do them a little darker. So this the cycloid, the curve has to be much more darker, and that has to stand out from the drawing. So we finished this question. So in this video we discussed how to construct a cycloid. In the next video we'll discuss how to construct a helix. The video after that we'll discuss sine curve and other curves. Thank you so much for watching.